Hello everybody and welcome yourselves back to a brand new video here on the Visionary channel. My name is of course Andy and today I'm going to be talking to you about a brand new game called Tavern Keeper. Tavern Keeper is the next title to be released by Greenheart Games, and fans of the development studio, including myself, are seriously excited to see what this game has to offer. For anybody who doesn't know who Greenheart Games are, they are the development studio who are behind the game called Game Dev Tycoon. Game Dev Tycoon is basically where you start up a small game development studio, work your way up until PlayStation 4 era, and then it kind of fizzles off and it ends there. It was a game that was overwhelmingly positively received on Steam. All the YouTubers played it at one point and everybody just loved the game. It was just a fun game to play, and for the price that it was, I believe in Steam sales it came to like £5, and I've sunk hours into this game. Genuinely, I loved it and I just constantly played it. They released mod support for it and the developers just are constantly behind it, or they were at one point. They've kind of fizzled off it now. There's less updates obviously because they're working on a brand new title. Now, Tavern Keeper looks like it's going to be one of those games that doesn't really get old and you can keep on playing over and over again just like Game Dev Tycoon could. Now, if you go on their website, there isn't actually a lot of information. However, there is this. They describe the game to be a fantasy building tavern simulator where you hire and organise manager staff and make sure that they're always happy and cheerful. You serve a wide variety of eccentric characters from humans, peasants or orcs. You have to balance your supply chain, you have to balance your merchant supply, Patreon demand and larder stocks in a truly medieval storage system. Keep patrons satisfied with food, drink and services and entertainment as you build your reputation. Expand your kitchen to be able to craft ever more exotic dishes. Optimise production workflows and stay a step ahead of the growing crowds. And finally, plan carefully, spend your money wisely and keep an eye out for chaotic events that could drive you out of business. Now this overall sounds like there's going to be a hell of a lot to do in the game to keep you entertained. And knowing Greenheart Games, they are going to be putting a lot of time and effort into this to make sure that you are constantly entertained and it's worth the money that you spend. Naturally, they are an indie development studio, so they have to do a lot to make sure people enjoy the games and keep on buying it in order to match the success of Game Dev Tycoon. While there is very little information listed on the website, Greenheart Games have been to numerous events and allowed some review studios to go ahead and review the game, play it and get a hands-on experience, and we're going to go ahead, we're going to have a little look at that now. One of the companies that Greenheart Games are allowed to play Tavern Keeper is Eurogamer, and we obviously all know Eurogamer and I trust it as a trusted source, and their opinion is normally quite spot on. On Eurogamer's website they've actually got some screenshots that I've not seen before, so that is some fresh information, and the game is looking really fresh with a really nice UI. Reading through the review that Eurogamer have written, it actually describes the game to go into a lot of detail, which I'd expect nothing less from Greenheart Games. They go on to say that guest satisfaction can be influenced by a number of factors ranging from overall cleanliness, food quality, lighting levels, all the way to ambient temperature. Now this alone is going to be really interesting to work out. They actually go on to discuss staffing being an even bigger element than that. They discuss how employees come from different fantasy races, and each different fantasy race have their own little traits and problems which you have to contend with. An example of this that they discussed is skeletons. Apparently that they'll never sleep and they never need rest, however they are normally clumsy, therefore they cause problems and scare your patrons, because I mean skeletons, they're scary, right? So while they've got the advantage, they've also got the disadvantage, and it's all things that you've got to consider while you're running your tavern. And this level of detail is what is going to make this game absolutely awesome. Not only are the skills of employees based on race, but it's also based on their working conditions. An example of this is if the area is dimly lit, then the employees may not perform as well. And knowing that Tavern Keeper was only in early development and Eurogamer actually played this, it brings me a lot of hope to know that Greenheart Games are going to be going into even more detail to ensure that this game is spot on. If you're excited for Tavern Keeper and want to know even more information about it, go ahead and leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you in the very next video, and make sure that you are constantly subscribed with notifications on to get all the information about Tavern Keeper as and when Greenheart Games release it.